In this podcast episode, actor Dennis Quaid discusses his role in the film Reagan, where he portrays former President Ronald Reagan. Quaid shares his initial hesitation to take on the role due to the pressure of accurately portraying such a well-known figure. However, after visiting Reagan's ranch and learning more about him, he felt a connection to the character and was inspired to accept the challenge. Quaid delves into Reagan's anti-communist stance, highlighting how Reagan's dedication to fighting communism was a central theme of his presidency. He discusses how Reagan's vision and integrity enabled him to see the true nature of the communist threat and take decisive action to combat it. He admires Reagan's ability to focus on long-term goals, such as bankrupting the Soviet Union through military spending, which ultimately led to the downfall of the Soviet regime. The conversation shifts to Quaid's preparation for the role, where he talks about studying Reagan's mannerisms, speech patterns, and physical appearance. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the internal motivations of a character, rather than just focusing on external impersonation. He also mentions speaking to people who knew Reagan personally to gain insight into his personality and demeanor. Quaid reflects on Reagan's private nature, noting that there was a mysterious and unknowable aspect to the former president. Despite Reagan's sunny disposition and optimistic outlook, there was a depth and complexity to his character that he found intriguing. He admires Reagan's ability to maintain a sense of privacy and integrity, even in the face of immense pressure and public scrutiny. The conversation touches on Reagan's legacy and the impact of his presidency on American politics. Quaid discusses the relevance of Reagan's anti-communist stance in today's political climate, where similar ideologies are resurfacing. He emphasizes the importance of informed and engaged citizens in preserving democracy and upholding core principles. Quaid also shares his thoughts on the current political landscape, drawing parallels between Reagan's era and the present day. He highlights the need for strong leadership and a clear vision to navigate complex geopolitical challenges. He expresses optimism that people are waking up to the issues facing society and are becoming more engaged in shaping the future. Quaid talks about his role as Reagan and how it allowed him to learn about himself. He mentions Reagan's strengths, such as his long-term vision, communication skills, and role in the downfall of the Soviet Union. He also touches on Reagan's flaws, including his initial lack of self-belief, delegation of responsibilities, and mishandling of the AIDS crisis. The conversation shifts to Trump, with Quaid discussing the former president's qualities, including his ability to deal with intimidating leaders like the dictator of North Korea. He acknowledges Trump's bullying tendencies, but also recognizes his effectiveness in certain situations. He compares Trump to Reagan in terms of their leadership styles and approaches to power dynamics. Quaid reflects on the intense political climate of the 1980s, where the fear of nuclear war was prevalent. He highlights Reagan's role in maintaining peace and his decision-making during critical moments. He also praises Trump for his achievements in preventing wars and brokering the Abraham Accords, which led to peace agreements between Israel and Arab countries. The conversation touches on Quaid's political engagement and how it has affected his career in Hollywood. He describes himself as an independent voter who has supported candidates from both parties. He recounts instances where he faced backlash for his political views, including false accusations of accepting money from the CDC for a vaccine commercial. Quaid discusses the polarization in politics and the challenges of navigating the current political landscape. He emphasizes the importance of drawing boundaries and maintaining individual differences in a society that values diversity. He expresses his belief in a safety net for social issues, but cautions against the idea of equality of outcome, which he views as limiting individual potential. He also touches on the role of Hollywood in society, noting the impact of COVID-19 and the shift in how movies are marketed and consumed. Quaid shares his personal experience of going to movies and how the landscape has changed over the years. He discusses the rise of social media and how it has influenced the way actors promote themselves and connect with audiences. Quaid talks about his current projects, including a production company he started with his wife and a business partner. He mentions a film called Diamond Back that he is excited about, describing it as a modern Western with a rebellious anti-hero character. He also mentions another project he is working on called Happy Face, where he plays a serial killer and explores the complex relationship between the killer and his daughter. The conversation delves into Quaid's approach to evaluating scripts and choosing roles in films. He emphasizes the importance of storytelling and how he connects with a script as an audience member. He reflects on his extensive career in the film industry, estimating that he has worked on around 120 to 150 movies. He acknowledges that not all of his projects have lived up to his expectations, but he is proud of the ones that have resonated with him personally. The podcast concludes with Quaid mentioning his upcoming projects and expressing his enthusiasm for the future. He talks about the challenges and rewards of playing complex characters like a serial killer and the satisfaction of working on films that he believes in. He also mentions his family's involvement in the film industry and the importance of storytelling in his career.